An asylum-in-place order applies the Northeast Tacoma, Browns Point, and Dash Point neighborhoods due to possible exposure smoke. Example video title for this video goes here. Tacoma, Washington. A fire on a fishing vessel docked in Tacoma prompted firefighters to receive a temporary shelter-in-place order over concerns about exposure to smoke. The shelter-in-place scheme applies to the Northeast Tacoma, Browns Point, and Dash Point neighborhoods. According to the Tacoma Fire Department, people living in these neighborhoods should limit the time they spend outside. In addition, the Helibos waterway is closed to commercial and recreational vessel traffic. The U.S. Coast Guard commissioned the Coast Guard cutter Osprey and stationed Seattle to force the shutdown. We're helping Tacoma Fire with the fire at Kodiak Enterprise in Tacoma. No spillage, but response teams have placed barriers around the ship as a precaution. The Helibos waterway is currently closed. Weather monitoring is in place. The Kodiak Enterprise, moored at Trident Seafoods on the Helibos waterway in Tacoma, has been on fire since Saturday morning. The Trident Seafood security guard noticed smoke coming out of the ship around 3 a.m. The fire was reported to have started in the kitchen. 3 engineers were safely evacuated from the ship. At this point, the fire is mostly spreading below deck. TFD, USCG, the Washington State Department of Ecology, and the Environmental Protection Agency, among other agencies, are responding to fires. An acetylene tank on board exploded just before 9 o'clock. The pressure tank is generally used for welding. When the fire reached the tank, it burned. There were no injuries or contamination associated with the explosion. It was reported that there were 55,000 gallons of diesel and 19,000 pounds of Freon on board. The fire is thought to have been about 100 feet from the Freon tanks. According to the USCG, the heat from a fire can cause pressure buildup in Freon tanks. The tanks are equipped with heat-activated pressure relief valves designed to be activated in an emergency. While Freon can be toxic if inhaled in a confined space or in large quantities, Freon released into the atmosphere from tanks is not expected to pose a health hazard, according to the USCG. The EPA monitors the surrounding air quality with the help of contractors from CTAH, an environmental consulting firm. Responders respond to fire using cooling spray the outside of ship. A Coast Guard spokesperson said one challenge in fighting fire was keeping the ship stationary to prevent it from capsizing and contaminating water. No sign of oil spill. According to USCG, first responders preemptively placed 3 layers of protective barriers around the ship to protect surrounding marine environment. 3 skimmers and 3 boom boats are also at the scene. "We want to thank everyone for their quick response and support," said Joe Bundrant, CEO of Trident Seafoods. "This has been a challenging containment issue and we appreciate the continued efforts over this Easter weekend."